Orange Liner 117, contact Narita Tower 118.2.
Contact Tower 118.2, Orange Liner 117.
Nrt-Tpe request taxi.
Air Peach 343, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 runway 16 right, via Delta 3, Mike 3, Sierra 3, Charlie, Whiskey, Alpha.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1 runway 16 right via Delta 3, Mike 3, Sierra 3, Charlie, Whiskey, Alpha, Air Peach 343.
Sichuan 3962 Heavy, contact Narita Tower 118.2.
Contact Tower 118.2, Sichuan 3962 Heavy.
Zippy 30 Heavy, request taxi.
Zippy 30 Heavy, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 runway 16 right, via Whiskey 7 Romeo, Whiskey, Alpha.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1 runway 16 right, via Whiskey 7 Romeo, Whiskey, Alpha Zippy 30 Heavy.
贵宾，欢迎搭乘星宇航空。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Starlux Airlines.
在展开一段舒适愉快的旅程之前，请仔细观看以下安全影片，因为您的安全对我们而言非常重要。
Please pay attention to the following safety demonstration before starting your journey, because your safety is important to us. 根据法令，全程禁止使用发报类电子用品。有关行动电话及其他电子用品使用规范，请参阅机上杂志。According to CAA regulations, all transmitting devices shall not be used at all times. For more information regarding mobile phones and electronic devices, please refer to the in-flight magazine.
滑行、起飞及降落时，请将手提行李妥善放在座位上方的行李箱内或前方座位底下。
Make sure all of your baggage is stored properly in an overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you during taxiing, takeoff, and landing.
当您就座时，请随时将安全带系妥，扣把向外一拨即可解开安全带。
Keep your seatbelt fastened while seated. To release it, simply undo the buckle.
客舱失压时，氧气面罩会由上方自动落下。
If cabin pressure changes suddenly, oxygen masks will automatically appear above your head.
拉下面罩或红色拉带，罩住口鼻，调整松紧带，正常呼吸，然后再协助他人。
Pull down the mask or red pull flag, place it over your nose and mouth, tighten the straps, and breathe normally before assisting others.
本机舱共有8个紧急出口，使用方法及位置均有标示。航程中不可任意出
Air
动。
Incheon 198 Heavy, taxi to Cargo 207 via Alpha 8 Alpha, Whiskey 12 Sierra, Romeo, Quebec 6, Quebec.
Taxi to
逃
Cargo
生时务必
207
脱掉
via
高跟
Alpha
鞋，
8
不要
Alpha
携带
Whiskey
行李，
12 Sierra
依照指示
Romeo
灯光
Quebec
及空服员的
Quebec
指
Air
引，
Incheon
由离
198
您
Heavy.
最近的紧急出口离开。
During evacuation,
Zippy
remove
30
high-heeled
Heavy,
shoes,
contact Narita Tower
carry on baggage
118.2.
and follow the illuminated
Contact Tower
signs and cabin crews
118.2
instructions
Zippy 30
to your
Heavy.
nearest exit.
救生衣在您座位下或座位旁。
A life vest is stored under or beside your seat.
使用时，救生衣上的吹管朝外，由头上套下，将黑色腰带拉至前方，扣好，拉紧。
Put the life vest over your head with a
Starwalker 803 Heavy, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right, via Tango 8
离开
Sierra,
紧急
Charlie,
出口时，
Whiskey,
用力
Alpha.
拉下红色拉环，即可充气。
Pull the red
Taxi to
tab
holding
to
point
inflate
Alpha 1,
while leaving the
runway
emergency
16 right,
exit.
若无
via
法
Tango
自动
8,
充气，请
Sierra,
吹前方管
Charlie
子。
Whiskey
For
Alpha,
manual inflation,
Starwalker
blow it
803
to the
Heavy.
tube.
本班机全面禁烟，包含禁用电子烟。依法规定，不得毁损化妆室内的烟雾侦测器。
This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking and use of electronic cigarettes, tampering with or destroying the lavatory smoke detectors are prohibited by law.
Courier 2126 at gate 22, request pushback. Airpeach 343, contact Narita Tower 118.2, bye-bye.
Over to Tower 118.2, Airpeach 343, good day.
Korean Air 2126, Narita ground, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback and engine start approved. Face west, Korean Air 2126.
Jet 935 at ramp Lima 444, request pushback and engine start.
Via Jet 935, Narita ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
贵宾，我们即
Pushback
将
and
起
engine.
飞，请确实系住您的安全带，谢谢。Hello everyone, we are ready for takeoff. Please make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened. Thank you.
Traffic ahead, recalculating route.
United 6 Heavy at gate 33. Request pushback and engine start. United 6 Heavy, Narita ground, pushback approved. Face northwest. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest. United 6 Heavy. United 6 Heavy ready to taxi to the active. United 6 Heavy, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right, via Romeo, Whiskey, Alpha. Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right, via Romeo, Whiskey, Alpha, United 6 Heavy. All aircraft be advised information Gulf now current. QNH1012. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Contact Narita Tower 118.2.
Over to Tower 118.2. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Bye-bye. Starwalker 803 Heavy, holding short, runway 16 right.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Narita Tower, wind 120 degrees, 3 knots, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
United 6 Heavy ready for departure. Runway 16 right.
United 6 Heavy, hold short of runway 16 right, departing traffic.
Holding short of runway 16 right, United 6 Heavy.
United 6 Heavy, runway 16 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 16 right, United 6 Heavy.
V1.
United 6 Heavy, Narita Tower, wind 120 degrees, 3 knots, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff, United 6 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Tokyo departure 124.2.
Contact Tokyo departure 124.2, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Tokyo departure, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good afternoon, 3,000 feet.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Tokyo departure. Good afternoon, identified. Climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Tokyo departure, United 6 Heavy, 1,300 feet.
United 6 Heavy, Tokyo departure, identified. Climb to flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160, United 6 Heavy.
我们将为提供辅料集餐点，同时有延续商品及无线网络的服务。详细资讯请参阅的商品杂志及其上娱乐系统。此外，本班机全面禁烟，包含机用电子烟，请遵守安全指示，并留意电子用品的使用状况。出发前常请立即暂停使用，并通知服务员。基于安全考量，请不要使用行动电源。航程中若有需要为您服务的地方，也请随时通知我们，谢谢。Hello everyone, during today's launch, we will provide you with beverage and meal service.
黄昏下
Wi-Fi service and duty-free sales are also available. For details, please refer to the shopping magazines and inquire at our attendance system. In addition, this is an obsolete launch. by the use of electronicity devices through limited. Please follow some instructions at all times and enable us by using electronic devices. If any abnormal situation arises, stop using the app immediately or the computer. For safety reasons, please do not use power banks during the flight. If you need any assistance, please refer to contact the company.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 119.35.
Contact Tokyo Control 119.35. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Tokyo Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good afternoon. Through flight level 167 for flight level 190 direct Kujiu.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Tokyo Control, good afternoon, radar contact, climb to flight level 380.
Climb to flight level 380, Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, United 6 Heavy, climbing flight level 155 for flight level 160.
United 6 Heavy, Tokyo Control, good afternoon, radar contact, climb to flight level 330.
Climb to flight level 330, United 6 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, All Nippon 408, descending via Gordon 1 Hotel, flight level 168.
All Nippon 408, Tokyo Control, identified. Tokyo Control, United 3-3 Heavy, through 13,100 feet for flight level 160. United 3-3 Heavy, Tokyo Control, good afternoon, identified, climb to flight level 330. Climb to flight level 330, United 3-3 Heavy. Air Do 79, contact Tokyo Control 124.1.
Contact Tokyo Control 124.1, Air 279.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 134.15.
Center on 134.15. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good day. Tokyo Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good afternoon. Through flight level 300 for flight level 380 direct Tokis.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Tokyo Control, identified.
Tokyo Control, on Nippon 667 Heavy, flight level 348.
All Nippon 667 Heavy, Tokyo Control, good afternoon, identified, climb to flight level 399er.
Climb to flight level 399er, all Nippon 667 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, Air Premier 152 Heavy, flight level 380.
Air Premia 152 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Air Premia 152 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 125.6, bye-bye.
Center on 125.6, Air Premier 152 Heavy, take care.
Japan Air 793 Heavy, cross Lagna at or above 6,000 feet, then descend to 3,500 feet, QNH1012.
Cross Lagna at or above 6,000 feet, then descend to 3,500 feet, QNH1012, Japan Air 793 Heavy.
Japan Air 695, contact Tokyo Control 133.5, good day.
Center on 133.5, Japan Air 695.
Fuji Dream 145, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5, Fuji Dream 145, bye-bye.
Japan Air 651 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5, Japan Air 651 Heavy.
Japan Air 793 Heavy, contact Centrair approach 121.175.
Contact Centrair approach 121.175, Japan Air 793 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, you were assigned flight level 380. I show you at flight level 390. Descend to flight level 380.
Wilco, descend to flight level 380, Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, Japan Air 295 Alpha, flight level 309.
Japan Air 295 Alpha, Tokyo Control, good afternoon, identified, climb to flight level 319er.
Climb to flight level 319, Japan Air 295 Alpha.
Tokyo Control 553 Heavy, good afternoon, through flight level 298 for flight level 340 direct Shizuoka.
Zippy 53 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact. All Nippon 263 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5. All Nippon 263 Heavy.
Air Peach 625, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Center on 133.5, Air Peach 625.
Tokyo Control, Air China 460, climbing flight level 256 for flight level 300, direction 0,
Air China 460, Tokyo Control, identified. Japan Air 669, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5, Japan Air 669. Tokyo Control, Vietnam 385 Heavy, flight level 364.
Vietnam 385 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 379er.
Climb to flight level 379er, Vietnam 385 Heavy. Tokyo Control, Skymark 112, flight level 237.
Skymark 112, Tokyo Control, radar contact, continue climb to flight level 290.
Continue climb to flight level 290, Skymark 112.
All Nippon 667 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 133.5, have a good afternoon.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5, all Nippon 667 Heavy, bye-bye.
Skymark 112, contact Tokyo Control 119.35.
Contact Tokyo Control 119.35, Skymark 112.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 133.5.
Contact Tokyo Control 133.5. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Tokyo Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Through flight level 390 for flight level 380.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Tokyo Control, identified. Japan Air 695, Tokyo Control, expect Kara, runway 27.
Expect Kara, runway 27, Japan Air 695.
Japan Air 695, Kara, runway 27. Report ready for descent.
Kara, runway 27, ready for descent, Japan Air 695.
Japan Air 695, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160 Japan Air 695.
Japan Air 695 QNH1012 expect the RNAV runway 27.
QNH1012 expect the RNAV runway 27 Japan Air 695.
Japan Air 695, descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100 Japan Air 695.
Tokyo Control China Eastern 720, good afternoon, flight level 320.
China Eastern 720, Tokyo Control, identified. Japan Air 695, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, bye-bye.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.5 Japan Air 695, have a good afternoon.
Japan Air 669, Tokyo Control, expect Nolel, runway 01.
Expect Nolel, runway 01, Japan Air 669.
All Nippon 667 Heavy, contact Tokyo Control 124.905.
Center on 124.905, all Nippon 667 Heavy, have a good afternoon.
Tokyo Control, Japan Air 295 Alpha, flight level 319.
Japan Air 295 Alpha, Tokyo Control, identified.
Tokyo Control Smart Cat 253, flight level 320.
Smart Cat 253, Tokyo Control, identified.
Tokyo Control ZP53 Heavy, good afternoon, flight level 339.
CP53 Heavy, Tokyo Control, identified. Japan Air 651 Heavy, Tokyo Control, expect Simas East, runway 34.
Expect Simas East, runway 34, Japan Air 651 Heavy.
Tokyo Control, Japan Air 497, flight level 241.
Japan Air 497, Tokyo Control, radar contact. Japan Air 651 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, Japan Air 651 Heavy, bye-bye.
Air Beach 625, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, bye-bye.
Center on 132.5, Air Beach 625, good day.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, radio check.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, reading you loud and clear.
Tokyo Control, Air China 460, flight level 300.
Air China 460, Tokyo Control, radar contact.
Tokyo Control, Vietnam 385 Heavy, flight level 375.
Vietnam 385 Heavy, Tokyo Control, identified. Market 253, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5, good day.
Center on 132.5, Market 253, good day.
Japan Air 669, contact Tokyo Control 124.905.
Center on 124.905, Japan Air 669.
Tokyo Control, Alpha Wing 691, flight level 180.
Alpha Wing 691, Tokyo Control, identified. Japan Air 295 Alpha, contact Tokyo Control 124.905.
Contact Tokyo Control 124.905, Japan Air 295 Alpha.
Tokyo Control, All Nippon 8442 Heavy, flight level 330.
All Nippon 8442 Heavy, Tokyo Control, radar contact. 126. Contact Tokyo Control 134.15.
Contact Tokyo Control 134.15, Starfire 26, bye-bye.
Air China 460, contact Tokyo Control 124.95.
Contact Tokyo Control 124.95, Air China 460, good day.
China Eastern 720, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5.
Center on 132.5, China Eastern 720.
Japan Air 439, Tokyo Control, expect Robin West, runway 14.
Expect Robin West, runway 14, Japan Air 439.
Japan Air 439, Robin West, runway 14. Report ready for descent.
Robin West, runway 14, ready for descent, Japan Air 439.
Japan Air 439, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1011.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Japan Air 439.
Japan Air 439, QNH 1011, expect the ILS Zulu runway 14.
QNH 1011, expect the ILS Zulu runway 14, Japan Air 439.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 132.5.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.5. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Fukuoka Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Through flight level 390 for flight level 380.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, radar contact.
Fukuoka Control, Air Premier 152 Heavy, good afternoon, flight level 379.
Air Premier 152 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, identified. Japan Air 695, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, have a good afternoon.
Contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, Japan Air 695, good day.
All Nippon 667 Heavy, descend to flight level 340.
Descend to flight level 340, all Nippon 667 Heavy.
Japan Air 651 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 132.6.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.6 Japan Air 651 Heavy.
Air Beach 625, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1.
Contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, Air Pitch 625.
All Nippon 263 Heavy, cross Kirin at or above flight level 120, then descend to flight level 090.
Cross Kirin at or above flight level 120 and descend to flight level 090, all Nippon 263 Heavy.
Fuji Dream 145, cross Kirin at or above flight level 120, then descend to flight level 090.
Cross Kirin at or above flight level 120 and descend to flight level 090, Fuji Dream 145.
All Nippon 667 Heavy, turn left, heading 225, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 225, all Nippon 667 Heavy.
Fukuoka Control China Eastern 6052, flight level 329.
China Eastern 6052, Fukuoka Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 339.
Climb to flight level 339, China Eastern 6052.
Fukuoka Control, Alpha Wing 691, good afternoon, flight level 180.
Alpha Wing 691, Fukuoka Control, identified. Premia 152 Heavy, contact Daegu Control 128.175, good day.
Sender on 128.175, Air Premier 152 Heavy, have a good one.
All Nippon 263 Heavy, cross and beam at flight level 090, then descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1010.
Cross and beam at flight level 090 and descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1010, all Nippon 263 Heavy.
Fuji Dream 145, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, bye-bye.
Center on 126.1, Fuji Dream 145.
Alpha Wing 691, NOLEL, runway 01. Report ready for descent.
Below runway 01, ready for descent. Alpha Wing 691.
Alpha Wing 691, descend to flight level 120.
Descent to flight level 120, Alpha Wing 691.
All Nippon 263 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1.
Center on 126.1, all Nippon 263 Heavy, bye-bye.
Fukuoka Control, New Sky 129, good afternoon, flight level 400.
New Sky 129, Fukuoka Control, radar contact. SmartCat 253, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1.
Contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, SmartCat 253, bye-bye.
All Nippon 667 Heavy, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1.
Center on 126.1, all Nippon 667 Heavy.
Bravo 88999, contact Fukuoka Control 132.6, good day.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.6, Bravo 88999, good day.
Japan Air 669, contact Oita approach 127.7.
Contact Oita approach 127.7, Japan Air 669.
Fukuoka Control Starwalker 851 Heavy, good evening, flight level 400.
Starwalker 851 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, identified.
Fukuoka Control Japan Air 295 Alpha, good evening, flight level 266.
Japan Air 295 Alpha, Fukuoka Control, radar contact.
Future control Vietnam 385 Heavy, flight level 380.
Vietnam 385 Heavy, Fukuoka Control, radar contact. Japan Air 295 Alpha, descend to flight level 220.
Descend to flight level 220, Japan Air 295 Alpha.
Alpha Wing 691, descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100. Alpha Wing 691.
China Eastern 720, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1 today.
Contact Fukuoka Control 126.1 China Eastern 720.
$2,500. Stall.
Fukuoka Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Through flight level 393 for flight level 380. Starwalker 803 Heavy, wind check.
Wind 110 degrees, 5 knots.
Commuter 784, Fukuoka Control, expect Siemens North, runway 34.
Expect Siemens North, runway 34, commuter 784.
Commuter 772, Fukuoka Control, expect Kinko, runway 34.
Expecting Kinko, runway 34, commuter 772.
Commuter 772, turn right, heading 155, climb to flight level 160.
Turn right, heading 155, climb to flight level 160, commuter 772.
Fukuoka Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good evening. Through flight level 393 for flight level 380.
Commuter 734, Siemens North, runway 34. Report ready for descent.
Siemens North, runway 34, ready for descent, commuter 734.
Commuter 734, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descend to 4,000 feet, commuter 734.
Commuter 734, contact Kagoshima approach 120.1.
Contact Kagoshima approach 120.1, commuter 734.
Commuter 772, Kinko, runway 34. Report ready for descent.
Kinko, runway 34, ready for descent, commuter 772.
Commuter 772, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descend to 7,000 feet, commuter 772.
Commuter 772, clear direct Kinko. Resume all navigation.
Roger, heading direct Kinko, then resume all navigation, commuter 772, thanks.
Alpha Wing 1212, Fukuoka Control, expect Honic Echo, runway 16 left.
Expect Honic Echo, runway 16 left, Alpha Wing 1212.
China Eastern 208 Heavy, contact Kobe Control 132.3.
Contact Kobe Control 132.3 China Eastern 208 Heavy.
Air Beach 289, contact Kobe Control 132.3, bye-bye.
Contact Kobe Control 132.3, Air Beach 289.
Commuter 772, contact Kagoshima approach 120.1.
Contact Kagoshima approach 120.1, commuter 772. Fukuoka Control, Jin Air 914, good evening, flight level 340.
Jin Air 914, Fukuoka Control, identified.
Fukuoka Control, Philippine 408, flight level 350.
Philippine 408, Fukuoka Control, radar contact. Alpha Wing 1212, Honic Echo, runway 16 left. Report ready for descent.
Honic Echo, runway 16 left, ready for descent, Alpha Wing 1212.
Alpha Wing 1212, descend to 8,000 feet, QNH 1010.
Descend to 8,000 feet, Alpha Wing 1212.
SmartCat 275, contact Kobe Control 132.3.
Contact Kobe Control 132.3 SmartCat 275.
Commuter 784, Simas North, runway 34. Report ready for descent.
Simas North, runway 34, ready for descent, commuter 784.
Commuter 784, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descent to 4,000 feet, commuter 784.
Commuter 784, contact Kagoshima approach 120.1.
Contact action approach 120.1 commuter 784.
Commuter 737, Fukuoka Control, expect Cannon North, runway 21.
Expect Cannon North, runway 21, commuter 737.
Alpha Wing 1212, contact Fukuoka Control 126.1.
Contact Fukuoka Control 126.1, Alpha Wing 1212, have a good evening.
Commuter 737, Cannon North, runway 21. Report ready for descent.
Cannon North, runway 21, ready for descent, commuter 737.
Commuter 737, descend to flight level 130.
Descent to flight level 130, commuter 737.
Fukuoka Control, Philippine 418, flight level 330.
Philippine 418, Fukuoka Control, identified. Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Kobe Control 132.3, have a good evening.
Center on 132.3, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Kobe Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy, through flight level 392 for flight level 380.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Kobe Control, identified. Commuter 808, contact Fukuoka Control 132.6.
Contact Fukuoka Control 132.6, commuter 808.
Kobe Control, commuter 737, descending via Cannon North, flight level 132.
Commuter 737, Kobe Control, radar contact. JX803, contact Naha approach 119.175.
Contact Naha approach 119.175, JX803.
SmartCat 275. Contact Kobe Control 119.3.
Contact Kobe Control 119.3 SmartCat 275.
New Sky 85. Contact Naha approach 119.175.
Contact Naha approach 119.175. New Sky 85. Control Philippine 409, flight level 320.
Philippine 409, Kobe Control, identified. Commuter 737 QNH1012, expect the RNAV Zulu runway 21 with the Cura transition.
QNH1012, expect the RNAV Zulu runway 21 with the Kira transition. Commuter 737.
Commuter 737, cleared direct Cura, cross Cura at or above 1,700 feet, cleared RNAV Zulu runway 21.
Cleared direct Kira, cross Kira at or above 1,700 feet, cleared RNAV Zulu runway 21, commuter 737.
China Eastern 208 Heavy, contact Kobe Control 119.3, have a good evening.
Center on 119.3 China Eastern 208 Heavy, have a good evening.
Starwalker 803 Heavy. Contact Kobe Control 119.3. Have a good evening.
Center on 119.3, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Kobe Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good evening. Out of flight level 392 for flight level 380.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Kobe Control, identified. J Ocean 572, Kobe Control, expect Velno North, runway 18 right.
Expect Velno North, runway 18 right, J Ocean 572.
Kobe Control, Thai 673 Heavy, flight level 360.
Thai 673 Heavy, Kobe Control, identified. Ocean 572, Velno North, runway 18 right. Report ready for descent.
Velno North, runway 18 right, ready for descent, Ocean 572.
Ocean 572, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descend to 2,000 feet, Ocean 572.
Kobe Control, Capital Jet 365, flight level 298.
Capital Jet 365, Kobe Control, radar contact.
Kobe Control, Cathay 087 Heavy, flight level 380.
Cathay 087 Heavy, Kobe Control, identified.
Kobe Control, New Sky 50, flight level 171.
New Sky 50, Kobe Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 289.
Climb to flight level 289, New Sky 50.
Alpha Wing 1730, contact Naha approach 119.175.
Contact Naha approach 119.175, Alpha Wing 1730.
Skymark 598, Contact Kobe Control 132.3.
Center on 132.3, Skymark 598.
New Sky 50, Velno North, runway 18 right. Report ready for descent.
Velno North runway 18 right, ready for descent, New Sky 50.
New Sky 50, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descend to 2,000 feet, New Sky 50.
Alpha Wing 1781, Kobe Control, expect Yunta North, runway 22.
Expect Yunta North runway 22, Alpha Wing 1781.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Kobe Control 123.9er.
Center on 123.9er. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Kobe Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good evening. Through flight level 392 for flight level 380 direct Bulan.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Kobe Control, identified. JX803, contact Kobe Control 119.3, good day.
Contact Kobe Control 119.3, JX803.
Kobe Control Cathay 087 Heavy Flight Level 380.
Cathay 087 Heavy, Kobe Control, radar contact. Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Taipei Control 124.6, have a good evening.
Contact Taipei Control 124.6, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Bye-bye. Taipei Control, Starwalker 803 Heavy. Good evening. Through flight level 392 for flight level 380 direct APOM.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Taipei Control, radar contact. Starwalker 803 Heavy, Taipei Control, expect Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 right. Starwalker 803 Heavy, Taipei Control, expect Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 right. Starwalker 803 Heavy, Taipei Control.
Expect Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 right, Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Taipei Control Cathay 087 Heavy Flight Level 380.
Cathay 087 Heavy, Taipei Control, identified. Sichuan 3784. Contact Nanchang Control 120.5.
Contact Nanchang Control 120.5, Sichuan 3784, good day.
EVA 117. Contact Taipei approach 128.5.
Contact Taipei approach 128.5, EVA 117.
Taipei Control, Thai 673 Heavy, flight level 360.
Thai 673 Heavy, Taipei Control, identified. Dynasty 222 Heavy, contact Kobe Control 123.9er.
Center on 123.9er, Dynasty 222 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 right. Report ready for descent. Starwalker 803 Heavy, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Media 640. Contact Kobe Control 123.9er. Bye-bye.
Contact Kobe Control 123.9er, Bohemia 640, good day.
China Eastern 5098 Heavy. Contact Nanchang Control 120.5.
Center on 120.5, China Eastern 5098 Heavy.
SmartCat 275, Taipei Control. Expect Sigang 1 Juliet, runway 09er.
Expect Sigang 1 Juliet, runway 09er, SmartCat 275.
位贵宾请注意，飞机即将开始下降，请您回到座位，确实扣好安全带。同时，请协助收起您的餐桌，调直座椅靠背并开启窗帘。我们也即将停止供应机上免税品销售服务。谢谢您的配合。Ladies and gentlemen, we are now starting our descent. Please return to your seat and ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened. At this time, please stow your tray table, return your seat back to the upright position, and open your window shades. In-flight duty-free sales will also be concluding shortly. Thank you for your cooperation.
SmartCat 275, Saigon 1 Juliet, runway 09er. Report ready for descent.
Saigon 1 Juliet, runway 09er, ready for descent, SmartCat 275.
SmartCat 275, descend to flight level 140.
Descent to flight level 140, SmartCat 275.
Mandarin 731, Taipei Control, expect waiter 1, runway 21.
Expect waiter 1, runway 21, Mandarin 731.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, descend to 8,000 feet, QNH1009er.
Descend to 8,000 feet, QNH1009er. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
United 871 Heavy, Taipei Control, expect Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 left.
Expect Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 left, United 871 Heavy.
United 871 Heavy, Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 left. Report ready for descent.
Drake 1 Bravo, runway 23 left, ready for descent, United 871 Heavy.
United 871 Heavy, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, United 871 Heavy.
Mandarin 731, Wader 1, runway 21. Report ready for descent.
Wader 1, runway 21, ready for descent, Mandarin 731.
Mandarin 731, descend to flight level 110.
Descend to flight level 110, Mandarin 731.
Mandarin 731, expect the RNV runway 21 with the meso transition.
Expect the RNAV runway 21 with the meso transition, Mandarin 731.
Mandarin 731, descend to 6,000 feet.
Descend to 6,000 feet, Mandarin 731.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, contact Taipei approach 128.5.
Contact Taipei approach 128.5. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Taipei departure. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Flight level 135, we have Zulu on board.
Starwalker 803 Heavy Taipei approach. Good evening. QNH1009er, expect the ILS runway 23 right with the auger transition.
QNH1009er, expect the ILS runway 23 right with the auger transition. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, descend to 4,700 feet.
Descend to 4,700 feet. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Taipei departure. FedEx 5196 Heavy, 1,800 feet.
FedEx 5196 Heavy, Taipei departure. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150. FedEx 5196 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, cleared direct auger. Cross auger at or above 4,700 feet. Cleared ILS runway 23 right.
Cleared direct auger. Cross auger at or above 4,700 feet. Cleared ILS runway 23 right. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Dynasty 754 Heavy, cleared direct auger. Cross auger at or above 4,700 feet. Cleared ILS runway 23 left.
Cleared direct auger, cross auger at or above 4,700 feet. Cleared ILS runway 23 left, Dynasty 754 Heavy.
各位的空间降落，请确实系统平安全带直线。Hello everyone, we are ready for landing. Please make sure that your signal is securely fastened. Thank you.
Air China 190, contact Taipei Control 124.6.
Contact Taipei Control 124.6 Air China 190, bye-bye.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, established on final approach.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, roger. FedEx 6126 Heavy, maintain 2,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 23 left.
Maintain 2,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 23 left. FedEx 6126 Heavy.
FedEx 5196 Heavy, contact Taipei Control 124.6.
Center on 124.6. FedEx 5196 Heavy.
Taipei departure, Dynasty 5346 Heavy, 1,300 feet.
Dynasty 5346 Heavy, Taipei departure. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150, Dynasty 5346 Heavy.
Taipei departure. United 871 Heavy. Good evening, 10-10,200 with the numbers.
United 871 Heavy Taipei approach. QNH1009er, expect the ILS runway 23 left with the Auger transition.
QNH1009er, expect the ILS runway 23 left with the Auger transition. United 871 Heavy.
FedEx 6126 Heavy. Contact Taipei Tower 129er decimal tree. Have a good evening.
Over to Tower 129er decimal 3, FedEx 6126 Heavy.
Taipei departure, SmartCat 253. Good evening, 10,300 feet with the numbers.
SmartCat 253 Taipei approach. Good evening. QNH1009er, expect the ILS runway 23 right with the Auger transition.
QNH1009er, expect the ILS runway 23 right with the Auger transition, SmartCat 253.
United 871 Heavy. Cleared direct auger. Cross auger at or above 4,700 feet. Cleared ILS runway 23 left.
Clear direct auger. Cross auger at or above 4,700 feet. Clear ILS runway 23 left. United 871 Heavy.
Dynasty 5346 Heavy. Contact Taipei Control 124.6.
Contact Taipei Control 124.6, Dynasty 5346 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy. Contact Taipei Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7. Starwalker 803 Heavy. Taipei Tower, Starwalker 803 Heavy. ILS runway 23 right.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, Taipei Tower. Continue.
Wilco Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy, wind 200 degrees, 6 knots, runway 23 right cleared to land.
Runway 23 right cleared to land. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
China Eastern 5006 Heavy. Contact Taipei departure 128.5.
Contact Taipei departure 128.5 China Eastern 5006 Heavy.
$500, $400, $300, 100 above, 200, minimum 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Starwalker 803 Heavy. Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
各位贵宾，我们已经抵达。为了您的安全，在全带灯号尚未熄灭之前，请您继续留在座位并系妥安全带。现在开始，您可以使用行动电话的通讯功能。下机时，请记得您的随身行李。感谢您搭乘星宇航空的班机，我们期待能够再次为您服务，谢谢。Hello everyone, we have landed. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned on. From now on, you may use the transmitting functions of your mobile phones. Please make sure to take all your belongings with you when you disembark. Thank you for flying with
Starwalker 803 Heavy. Request taxi to the gate.
We hope to see you again soon.
Starwalker 803 Heavy. Welcome to Taoyuan 国际机场 Airport. Say parting or advise if need assignment.
Request gate Alpha Niner. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Starwalker 803 Heavy. Taxi to stand Alpha Niner via November 4. November. Papa 8. Papa. Alpha Niner.
Taxi to stand Alpha Niner via November 4. November Papa 8. Papa. Alpha Niner. Starwalker 803 Heavy.
Thai 635 Heavy. Contact Taipei Tower 129.3. Bye-bye.
Over to Tower 129.3 Thai 635 Heavy.
Dynasty 754 Heavy. Taxi to stand Alpha 6 via Sierra 3. Romeo 3. Romeo. Quebec 1. Whiskey 1. Papa. Alpha 6.
Taxi to stand Alpha 6 via Sierra 3 Romeo 3 Romeo Quebec 1 Whiskey 1 Papa Alpha 6 Dynasty 754 Heavy.
Orange Liner 54, Gate Alpha 1 request pushback.
Orange Liner 54, Taipei ground, pushback approved. Phase northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Orange Liner 54.
Dynasty 5116 Heavy, request pushback.
Dynasty 5116 Heavy, Taipei ground, pushback and engine start approved. Phase northeast.
Pushback approved. Face northeast. Dynasty 5116 Heavy.
All aircraft be advised information Alpha now current. QNH1008.
Orange Liner 54,